Hi guys, it's Madame McClellan here with a new gym workout for you. This workout is a beginner workout, or if you're looking to just have an easier day. I've included your warm-up and your cool down, so I've got you covered on that. The warm-up will be 30 seconds apiece, no rest, and then the workout will be 30 seconds with 10 seconds rest, just to get you ready for that next exercise. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, we're gonna get started right away. We're gonna get started with shoulder rolls. So you can roll your shoulders back, then roll your shoulders forward. This should feel really good, especially if you've been at the computer for hours of the day. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is a torso twist. So you can twist like this, and you see how I'm hinging from the torso. I'm not twisting my entire body. You just wanna isolate the movement. If you wanna start getting your lower body into it, you can add a knee every couple torso twists. I like to do that because it gets me more ready to work out faster, but it's up to you. Okay, next up we're going to be doing a march in place. So once again, this can be as high or as low impact as you want. If you want, your feet don't even need to leave the ground. You can sort of move your feet up and down, or you can do a more high impact version if you're ready to do that already. So just marching. If you want, you can stretch out your upper body as well if your shoulders are a little sore. Okay, next up we've got an arm cross swing. So we're just moving in a lateral step and then moving our arms back and forth. Now keep in mind, you want to cross your left arm over on top and then your right arm, okay? You don't want to always be crossing the same way, because that gets your body into habits and can create imbalances, and you don't want to be unbalanced. Okay, next up we've got a good morning with a reverse fly. So I'm going to show you. You go down like this with a straight back, and then you put your arms out like that, like you're kind of making an airplane, and then you go back up. Down and up. It's good to have soft knees as well, so that you don't lock out your knees. Okay, next up is an overhead stretch all the way down to a toe touch. So if you can't touch your toes, just go down as far as you can. That makes a little bit of a stretch, but doesn't cause discomfort or pain. Okay, a stretch should be something that pushes you a little bit but doesn't cause you injury. Okay, so if you can't go down as far as me, that's fine as long as you've got the stretch. Next up we've got something called a 3-2-1 squat. So you go down 1, 2, 3, and then you go up for a calf raise. 1, 2, 3. Up for a calf raise. If you want, you can add a jump, but because this is a beginner workout, if you don't want to leave the floor today, that's totally fine. Up, 2, 3. Okay, so that's it for the warm-up. Let's get into the actual workout. Okay, so we're going to be doing 30 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. We're starting with 3 marches and a kick. So you go 1, 2, 3, and alternate your kicks. We're going to be doing an A-B format. So by that, I mean we're going to do one exercise, we're going to do the second exercise, and then we're going to do that all over again. We've got 6 groups of 2 different exercises today. 2, 1, rest. So your rest can be active or it can just be marching back and forth. Your next one is going to be a push-up with a reach. So I'm doing it on my knees because it's a beginner workout and my upper body isn't great. So you go down into a push-up and then you lift your left arm up, down into a push-up, lift your right arm up, go down again, put your left leg up, and then push up, right leg, and then you do that all over again. Okay, that's our rest. So we're getting up and preparing for our 3 marches and a kick. So 3, 2, 1. So remember to alternate sides between left and right each time. And you can make your kick as high or as low as you want, just as long as you're going to be able to maintain balance and you're not going to fall over, right? Okay, so that's our 10-second break. Let's get down on the ground and prepare for the push-up with the left. So remember, you're doing left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg. Keep your core tight, so that means like sucking your belly. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's get up. We're on to a new group. So our next exercise is called a side step squat. And after that, we're going to be doing alternating front kicks. So for a side step squat, you go down into a squat and then you step to one side. If you need a rest, you can stand up. But if you want more of a lower body challenge, you just step back and forth like that and don't take any rests in between. Okay? Remember, when you're squatting, keep your back straight, flat, because you don't want to be rounding over, because that's not very good for your back. Three, 2, 1. Okay, so now we're preparing for alternating front kicks. Okay, so I try to reach out and touch my toes when I do this. If that's too hard on balance for you, I wouldn't try to do that. And remember, just go up as high as is comfortable for you. Okay, that's our break. We're going back to our side step squats now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, back and forth, keep a straight back. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're doing alternating front kicks, and this is the last time for this group. Okay, 3, 2, 1. If you wanted to get your abs into this more, you can do like a standing jackknife. So it works your abs a bit more. It gives you like a mini crunch while you're standing up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so our next step is going to be down on the ground. It's plank ankle taps. So you can do this from a full plank or a half plank, depending on what you want. So from a half plank, you're going to reach back and try to touch your ankle, and then touch your other ankle. If you're doing it from a full plank, you're going to touch your hip, or your quad, and then touch your other quad. Okay, just alternating back and forth. Okay, that's our break. Our next group is going to be reverse lunges. So nothing fancy, just your traditional reverse lunge. So you're going to step back and then alternate. You can have your arms here or in front of you, wherever helps you for balance. And if you want to make it harder, you just take a longer step. And if you want to make it easier, you take a shallower step. Okay, so now we're back to that plank. So I would prepare by getting on the floor. And remember, you can do the half or the full one. And you just reach back and you touch that ankle. Make sure you're not completely opening up your body every time you alternate. Okay, now we're up and we're doing reverse lunges. This is our last exercise that we're doing before we get a quick water break. So give it your all. Nice and flat. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's the end of the first half. Grab a quick drink of water and I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, I hope you're ready to get back to it. We're starting with a double high knee push. So we're pushing and we're doing a high knee. Okay, just back and forth. Remember, keep the muscles in your upper body taut. You shouldn't be like wet spaghetti or anything, but you should be trying to work against yourself, okay? So make sure the muscles are tight and you're gonna get more of a workout out of it. Okay, that's our break. Next, we're going to be going into butt kicker rows. 3, 2, 1. So similar motion, but instead you're kicking yourself in the butt. And you're doing a row motion with your arms. So keep your back nice and straight. Remember to breathe. 3, 2, 1. Break. So remember, now we're going back to those high knee push pulls. 2, 1. Okay, so you're doing as high a knee as you can, and you're pushing as if you're doing a push-up in the air. Three, 2, 1. Okay, so next up is our last round of the butt kicker rows. Okay, start it up. If you want to mix up the motion in the upper body, you can do a ventral pull and then alternate the rows that you're doing, just so that your upper body has some different things going on. Three, 2, 1. Okay, now we're on to a new group. So our new group is bow and arrow twists and up and out slow jacks. So here we go. So just like a bow and arrow, and then you're opening up, and then you're doing it on the other side, okay? going to be doing up and out slow jacks, and these can be made high or low impact depending on what you want today. Okay, so if you're doing the slow jacks, you go 1, 2, and then 3, 4. If you're doing high impact, you do 2 jumping jacks, 2 ventral jacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now's your rest. Remember, we're going back to the bow and arrow twists. Okay, so we can't do archery at school right now, so this is kind of the best we can do. So just imagine that you're firing a bow and arrow. Three, 2, 1. Okay, now we're resting and we're going back to the up and out slow jacks. 3, 2, 1. So up first and then up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're on to our next and final group. So we have a side lunge with a reach and then leg raises from a couple different directions. So we'll start off with a side lunge and then reach and then down to the other side, reach. If you want, you can add a calf raise in the middle or a jump. Just depends on how you're feeling. Three, 2, 1. Okay, now we're doing leg raises. This might be a little tricky on balance, so if you have a wall, you might want it if you fall over often when doing stretches in gym class. So front raise, side raise, back raise, and then you switch sides. Front raise, side, and back. And then you start all over again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and there's our rest. So remember, we're going back to the side lunge with a reach or a jump, depending. And you can make your side lunge more shallow if you're having trouble getting down this deep. Three, 2, 1. Okay, this is our final interval, so give it everything you've got. 3, 2, 1. Remember, when you're doing the leg raises, make them intentional. You're not just throwing your leg up there like a kick, you're raising them. Okay? You'll probably notice you don't have a huge range of motion for the reverse, the back one, but that's okay. It is a fairly small motion as long as you're stretching as much as you can without falling over, of course. Okay, so that's it. That's the whole workout. So please join me for a cool down and stretch. Grab a quick drink of water and I'll see you in a sec. Okay guys, so you've made it to the cool down. Congratulations. We're going to start with doing some toe touch circles. So put your feet a little bit wider and shoulder width apart. And then you're going to stretch down to your left side, move slowly across to your right side, and then back up. Okay? Then you're going to go down the opposite direction. So you're making kind of like a circle. We're going to do this 4 times. So that's number 2. And feel free to linger if there's any spots that are particularly sore. Okay, now we're going to go through a series of warriors from yoga. So you're going to start with your left foot, put it forward, and then put your arms up straight back. Or I'll turn around so that when we switch you can see me properly. Transition into warrior 2, so you're going to move your foot so it's facing outward and keep your arms nice and straight. Get a good stretch for your inside thigh here. And then we're going to go back up for a stretch for a peaceful warrior. Okay, let's do that on the opposite side. So right leg forward. Arms up, take a deep breath, turn out, try to go lower in that warrior if you can, straight arms, and then back for the peaceful warrior. Okay. So we're going to stretch out our quads now. So you're going to grab one leg and try to touch the heel to the butt, balancing as best you can. You might need a wall for this. Switch sides. Okay, and then we're just going to stretch to one side. Stretch to the other side. Okay, that's everything. If you need to do more stretches, feel free to do them. There's nothing wrong with doing extra stretching. Other than that, I'll see you next time, and thank you for working out with me.